Some of the things I want to do on this beautiful afternoon is to go back to my childhood days, why I started to play the guitar and how I got started and what inspired me. I want to be like my father in so many ways. He wasn't a professional guitarist, but he played enough that gave me an appetite to want to do it. And I remember I used to steal his guitar and try to play like him. Take quite a number of years, and I remember the first tune that I ever learned to play was by an old artist who's gone now. It was Jim Jackson. And out of this tune, I found that I could sing anything I wanted to. So I used it for quite a number of years. And I'm going to begin with the old original Kansas City. I'm going to add another finger as I'm moving up. That's the way it went with me. I've been adding ever since. Woke up this morning feeling bad, thinking about the good times I once have had. Gonna move to Kansas City, go ahead. Gonna move to Kansas City, that's what I said. I'm gonna move, baby, honey, where they don't want you. You know the Mississippi River, long wide. Girl I love on the other side. Move to Kansas City. Gonna move to Kansas City, yes I am. I'm gonna move, baby, honey, where they don't want you. Takes a rock and chair a rock, rub and fall the road. Good looking woman, satisfy my soul. Move to Kansas City. Gonna move to Kansas City someday. I'm gonna move, baby, honey, where the grass is green. You know, that went on 5 or 6, 7 years. I found out something else could be done. Yes. Put another finger with it. Two fingers and a thumb. Make me feel a little better. The song goes on. First on Main Street, then on B, looking for a girl they call Lucille. She's gone to Kansas City, go ahead. Move to Kansas City, that's what he said. I'm gonna move, baby, honey, where they don't want you. You don't like my peaches, don't shake my tree. Get out of my orchard, let my peaches be. I'm going to Kansas City, hey. Gonna move to Kansas City someday. I'm gonna move, baby, honey, where they don't want you. Range in my kitchen ain't doing no good. Gonna get me a woman to burn my coal and wood. I'm going to Kansas City, hey. Gonna move to Kansas City someday. I'm gonna move, baby, honey, where they don't want you. Play it for me a little while. My nest with some good girls have. Move to Kansas City. Gonna move to Kansas City someday. Gonna move, baby, honey, where they don't want you. Tell the world about the catfish swimming in the sea. Have all these women fishing after me. Then I'd move to Kansas City. Move to Kansas City. Move, baby, honey, where they don't want you. So I can carry. was the first piece I ever learned, and it's been following me through the years and practically in all of my songs. For the last 40 years, I'd say, you'll find some of Kansas City in all of my songs. 'Cause I used to sing Louise. But what inspired me to write, I imagine being from a broken home, don't want what caused my mother and father to separate, and it never bothered me any. But I remember the first song that I wrote. I used to be a junk boy in my days, what they call a junk boy. Don't get the wrong impression. What I mean junk, I used to pick up paper and garbage and iron and old tires and things like that. I remember one day in my hunt for something to make some money, I found an old Victor dog on a big piece of cardboard. And I had a little one-room shack. The sun shined in through the cracks, you know. Rained on me, too. But I preserved my dog on the wall. I wasn't too lonely. I was happy with my dog and my guitar. And I wrote down some words. It was called Me and My Dog. We didn't have any friends. That's the way I felt then. I did it as a poem, but I turned it into the blues. I want to do that because I'll never forget it. I'll always remember because I was born to remember. Me and my dog. Just me and my dog. We don't have no friends right now. Just me and my dog. We don't have no friends right now. People I love live like a queen, but I'll get along somehow. I laid rolling and tumbling, laying in my bed. My heart was hurting, and I had an aching head. Just me and my dog. We don't have no friends right now. The girl I love lives like a queen, but I'll get along somehow. You know, I woke up one morning, I put on my shoes and clothes. I was broke and hungry. I walked on out of doors. I walked down the street. I tried to tip my hat. Some smart people wanted to know just what tramp is that. It was just me and my dog. We don't have no friends right now. Woman I love live like a queen, but I'll get along somehow. You know, I tried to help that girl when she could not help herself. I bought her 2 or 3 nice dresses. She began to help somebody else. Went off and left me and my dog. We don't have no friends right now. Woman I love live like a queen, but I'll get along somehow. Yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. You know, I remember years ago while I was just playing Me and My Dog, before I was able to buy a guitar, where I come from, there wasn't much money circulating. My father was just a common laborer, hard-working man. But I used to hear him sit by the side of the house and play the day's work that he had worked so hard. That's where his songs were created. And it inspired me so I wasn't able to work and big enough to work, but now I know what he was talking about. And I always wanted an instrument of my own. And he inspired me to make me a banjo. So I went out and I found a big old cake can. And I hammered it off, and I got me a poplar rail, and I hewed me down a neck with old broken glass bottles and things. made my pegs and my strings. After 6 months of hard labor, do you know, they told me that that was the devil's works. It broke my heart, but I didn't give up. I wished I had that banjo here today, and I said, well, if that's the devil's work, and I hear other people playing it too, but they were singing good songs, what they call spirituals and church reels and things like that. And I'd always have to steal away and play. Darn a guitar. First guitar I ever owned, it only cost me $3, and I was 5 years paying for it. The man threatened to take it back. And I remember, I said, well, I won't sing the blues, but the blues were in my heart. And I used to sing a spiritual. I've been doing it too good, but I do it now to remind myself of those days that's gone by. I'm gonna tell God how you treat me, yes, I'm gonna tell God how you treat me. Some of the days, hallelujah, I'm gonna tell God how you treat me. Tell God how you treat me. I always wanted to do something good, and I thought that's what I had to do was die. I'm gonna feast at the welcome table. Well, I'm gonna feast at the welcome table some of these days. Hallelujah. I'm gonna feast at the welcome table. Feast at the welcome table some of these days. I'm gonna read that holy Bible. Well, I'm gonna read that holy Bible some of these days. Hallelujah. I'm gonna read that holy Bible. Read that holy Bible some of these days. And I did. I'm gonna walk those streets in glory. Lord, I'm gonna walk those streets in glory some of these days. Hallelujah. I'm gonna walk those streets in glory. Walk those streets in glory some of I'm gonna tell God how you treat me. Yes, I'm gonna tell God how you treat me some of these days. Hallelujah. I'm gonna tell God how you treat me. Tell God how you treat me some of these days. Amen. And you know, friends, through the years, that song followed me too, and I found out just exactly what it meant. Walking the streets in glory. I moved from the lowlands to the highlands. The highways, I went to the skyways. And I remember when I got on the streets of glory in the big cities, that's what I called it. And I began to write songs. I didn't stop. I went back to my childhood again, and my memory got very fresh. I remember pawning my last suit of clothes for a friend. I couldn't forget that, because he told me how much it was worth. I didn't know the value of a suit. I wrote a little song that was called Pawn Shop Blues. I'm going to do it, because I never did get the suit back. Walking down the street this morning, someone called my name and I could not stop. Yeah, yes, someone called my name, I could not stop. Well, don't you know I was broke and hungry on my way to that old pawn shop. Well, I went to the pawn shop, my last suit in my hand. Hey, had my last suit in I said, won't you give me a loan? Please help me, Mr. Pawn Shop Man. When I went to the pawn shop, went there to pawn my radio. Yeah, yeah. Went there to pawn my radio. Pawn shop man said, Brownie, you ain't got a TV. We don't take radios in no more. Made me feel bad, too. You know what I told him? I have lost my job. Man, he wants to take my car. I have lost my job. Man, he wants to take my car. Well, I'm going to the pawn shop tomorrow. Try to get a loan on my old guitar. You know, I've had this guitar so long, feel kind of lonesome without it. But I was broke. Needed some money, too. My rent was overdue. Seemed like my guitar was my only hopes after my last suit of clothes. On my way to the pawn shop, I decided I better try to play a little bit. I may not be able to get it out either. I ain't gonna pardon you, baby. What'd you do there? I asked the pawn shop man, what's those three balls doing on the wall? I asked the pawn shop man, oh, what was those three balls doing on the wall? Says, I'm betting you 2-1, Brownie. You won't get your stuff out of here at all. And I never did get that suit. That's a shame. Pawn shop. Before I end this part of my little program I'm going to do, I want to know all this has been summed up into one thing, and I've made it mine. The history of my life is in this song, and it's called Why I Play the Blues. It tells why I sing the blues. I'm from a broken home. My mother had them, my daddy had them too. And the main thing is I'm not ashamed to sing the blues. That may be news in the years to come, but it's news now and they won't print it. Born and living with the blues. From my childhood to where I am now, I ain't gonna worry, I'll get by somehow. My mama had 'em, my daddy had 'em too. I was born with the blues. I'll tell you something, friends, it ain't no joke. I wouldn't take my past life for my weight in gold. My mama had 'em, my daddy had 'em too. I was born with the blues. You know, I've used my guitar for my pillow, and hollow logs have been my bed. Blues, my only companion. I had to sing the blues for my meat and bread. Oh yes, I want you to know why I began to roam. Oh me, I come from a broken home. My mama had 'em, my daddy had 'em too. I was born with the blues. You ever been down? You know how I feel. Feel like an engine, got no driving wheel. I'm not ashamed. Ain't that new? I've been living with the blues. Don't believe I'm sinking? People, look what a hole I'm in. Don't believe I love you. Look what a fool I've been. But I'm not ashamed. Ain't that new? I've been living with the blues. I'm gonna tell you why, wonderful one. You know, rocks was my mother and father's pillow. Cold ground had to be their beds. Blue skies was their blanket. They used the moonlight for their spread. Oh yes, you think I'm happy, but you really don't know my mind. Smile on my face, my heart's bleeding all the time. But I'm not ashamed, ain't that new? I've been living with the blues. I said rocks have been my pillow. Cold ground has been my bed. Blue skies have been my blanket. I've used the moonlight for my spread. Oh yes, worked all summer, slaved all the fall. Had to take my Christmas in my overalls. But I'm not ashamed, ain't that news? I've been living with the blues. Yes, yes, yes. My mama had 'em, my daddy had 'em too. I was born with the blues. I'm not ashamed, oh no friends, ain't that a lot of news? I've been living